Well, there was a big jet flying overhead when I originally recorded this video, so I'm having to do a voiceover. So just annoy or ignore the guy talking about something completely different for a moment. I'm not even going to try to lip sync. I'm talking about, in general, the trusses and how I added trusses from the original design. I was originally going to build a garage apartment, but then just decided later to go ahead and build the whole house from the beginning. So once you decide on the width of the house and you start building the trusses, you can't really change that without having to redo them. But what you can do is you can add more trusses to the original design and make the house longer fairly easily. Also, since this was a garage apartment, it was two-story. So another thing I did with the design is I actually just came off with rafters off one end of the trusses up where the house is two-story and dropped the level down to just one story in a particular area. And I was able to add room for a big kitchen and dining room and laundry room to make that transition from garage apartment to full-size house. So even if you do get started early with these trusses and you decide you need to change your design up later, it is entirely possible. That's the nice thing about not having an architect. You could be a lot more versatile in how you change things up as you go. So here I am nailing together pretty much mostly all scraps here that I've pulled out of dumpsters, even the plywood. There's lots of little scraps of plywood that you can find in dumpsters. All these pieces, some of the 2x6s are maybe 8 to 10 foot long, or a little over 8 foot, maybe 9 foot long, something like that. But those are just the longest pieces. By doing trusses, you can use a lot of small scraps that you can get for free. Of course, this would go a lot faster with the air nailer, but starting out, I just would nail up one of these after work every day, or maybe a couple extras on the weekends. Sometimes I would just sit in my garage where it was warmer and just pre-nail some of the nails into the plywood pieces that I cut. And to keep things organized out there on the driveway, I actually have red lines spray painted into the driveway, so I can keep my pieces aligned as I'm nailing together. Of course, once you get one nail in, it pretty much locks it into shape, so you don't have to worry about it after that. This is one truss. The piece that it mates with is actually a little bit different. It will have another 2x4 that runs vertically, where you see that opened in. And then when I raise them up onto the roof, as shown in another video, I just fold the two pieces up and then nail them in the middle when I'm assembling them on the house. For now, these are going into my pickup truck and going into a barn I built as practice, a little garage that I built as practice at my parents' place. And I actually stored these for a year and a half before I ever came close to using them.